How many good comedy sequels have there really been? This is definitely one of them.
Game over, motherfuckers!
We gotta get out of here!
That's our way out. The blast from this airbag will propel you straight through that vent.
Time to save my family. It worked!
Neighbors 2, Sorority Rising. Alright, so Neighbors 2 or Sorority Rising is the sequel to the 2014 movie Neighbors. Now, I really enjoyed Neighbors. It was the best Zac Efron movie I'd ever seen, and I still stand by it. What this movie basically what the sequel was you see Seth Rogen, Rose Byrne, they're trying to get out of their house, they're trying to live into the suburbs because they have another kid on the way, they need more room. They just sold their house, and unfortunately they have a 30-day period where if the people who buy the house don't want to buy the house anymore, they can cancel the deal, and they now have 2 house mortgages to pay. Fortunately, at the same time, you have Chloe Grace Moretz and some of her best friends decided to form their own sorority because they want to prove that sororities can party. Now, one of my negatives to this movie, I'm just going to start out with the negatives, that way I can get to the good parts of this movie, was it felt very feminist. Of course, someone's going to say, well, actually, since it's called Sorority Rising, what were you expecting? Oh, shut up. But there were some good points, but after a while, it kind of gets annoying. I don't mind feminism, but if it becomes like something like Supergirl did, where it kind of beats you in the head about being feminist, I'm like, okay, move along. First off, just the acting in this movie. Seth Rogen, I love Seth Rogen's movies. All the movies he's been doing, like This Is the End, Neighbors, Neighbors 2, a Christmas movie he just did. Every time I see him doing a movie, I really enjoy. Rose Byrne's like one of the most underrated female actresses out there. She was so funny in this movie, just like she was in the first one. But really, Zac Efron's always been, just like in the first Neighbors, he was a standout performance in this one. There were some moments in this movie where he was just freaking hilarious. And it was just, his facial expressions and everything was so great. And then you have his one friend, Seth Rogen's friend, he's like a comedian or something. And you see in the trailer where he dresses up as a clown, and there was a moment in the movie, it happened like 3 times, but they were running away from the sorority, and he's dressed as a clown, and he just jumps into the screen like a jump scare, and goes, and I was like, that's basically what I like to call a jump laugh. That's where something really funny jumps at screen you and makes you laugh immediately. And every time it happened, I was dying laughing. So, and the movie, another negative I had in this movie was I didn't care for Chloe Grace Moretz. I felt like she was doing some kind of accent in this movie. I didn't really care for her performance. Overall, I really enjoyed this movie. This is a great sequel. I don't think it's better than the first Neighbors. I haven't seen Neighbors since I saw it in theaters back in 2014. May I need to rewatch it. But this was definitely a good sequel and definitely one of the best comedies of 2016 so far. So overall, Neighbors 2, is it worth seeing in theaters? Yeah. And I definitely worth seeing in theaters because comedies are one of the few movies I recommend seeing in theaters just because you want the audience to be laughing with you, and that makes the movie even more funnier. So I am going to give Neighbors 2 an A-. Seen Neighbors 2 and what are your thoughts? Comment below, let me know. And guys, if you like this video, click that thumbs up button and subscribe to see more. All too easy.